Liverpool thrashed Leeds United 6-1 at Ellen Road to banish the away blues that have hampered their season. This was just their fourth win on the road and has sparked hopes of a late push for a top 4 finish. Can they finish in the top 4? That's what we are going to discuss in this live. Hello and welcome to WION Sports Extra. I am Nikhil Mathur and I'm joined by my sports editor Digo and by my colleague Vidur Kathuria. You know, many Liverpool fans and former players like Jamie Carragher are taking this result with a pinch of salt because the last time when there were talks about a top 4 finish was when Liverpool thrashed United. How do you see this?
Well, I completely agree with them. If Liverpool had gone on a run after that 7-goal margin over Manchester United, I think top 4 was theirs.
They didn't win a single match.
Yeah, but that's where I feel the problem is that they've lost momentum. And I'm still not convinced that this Liverpool team can win every game from now on. Okay, they've got 8 games left. Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Spurs, Fulham, Brentford, Leicester, Villa, Saints. I think of all the teams in that run-in, this is the easiest.
Yeah.
Okay? But look what you're up against.
Newcastle.
You have Newcastle at 56, Spurs at 53, Aston Villa 50, and Brighton at 49.
So 9 points separating them and top
9-point
4.
swing. Can Liverpool win 8 in a row? They can. But I'm still saying that I don't think it's in their hands anymore. They've lost that chance. And they've been too inconsistent. This is the Liverpool we know. This is the Liverpool that was playing last season. This is the Liverpool we saw against Manchester United. Klopp called it the best performance of the season. But it's been a very inconsistent season. And that's the reason why I don't think they'll make the top 4. We'll probably see them playing, hopefully not the Conference League, but it's still, as Jose Mourinho says, a European title. They'll play in Europe next year, but I'm not sure they'll play in Champions League.
You have to take this result, keeping in mind that Leeds conceded 5 goals against Crystal Palace as well.
Which was the first time they had conceded that many goals in the Premier League era. To be fair, I mean, of course, it was a 6-1 victory, but Leeds, they left too many open spaces. They aren't a top quality side. I think the troubles that have plagued Liverpool this season are still going to continue heading into the last 8 games of the season. And for Liverpool to finish in the top 4, literally everything has to go their way. That means they have to.
But you see, one of the reasons why they find themselves in this predicament, and we also saw it in the goal they conceded, individual errors.
Yeah. Which have cost them.
Which has cost them, yeah.
Yeah.
And we saw that yesterday again.
Yeah. So Newcastle, although I was looking at Newcastle's game, they have tough. Their remaining fixtures are very tough. Liverpool, on the other hand, you would say that the fixtures are ideal for them. They have got what you would call winnable fixtures for Liverpool in any other season. But
that's the right.
Yeah.
But let's look at Liverpool, right? Yeah. Nottingham Forest battling relegation. Okay, you think they'll still have enough firepower to get past that one? West Ham, no.
West Ham away game, tough game
in London. This is not a 3-point game.
Yeah.
In fact, Liverpool will be lucky to come away with a win there.
Yeah.
Because the Hammers listen. The Hammers are a good team. They've just had one of those off seasons. But now it's coming back, like you saw in that comeback against Arsenal. Spurs, you don't know what to expect with Spurs. In fact, it's 3 games in a row in London. There's Fulham after that. And then Leicester.
Who are above Liverpool in the table.
Yeah. No, they're not. They're not.
No longer?
No. So it's Newcastle, Spurs, Villa, Brighton. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Villa again. They're above, yeah. And Saints, who are anyway fighting for to stay in the league. So, how many of these are actually winnable, Vidur? 4?
Well, I think Forest. Liverpool lost to Forest, by the way, in the away game. That was a terrible performance. One of the worst performances under Jurgen Klopp.
So I think Forest.
Tottenham, Liverpool they won the reverse fixture against Tottenham, but I think it'll be a tricky game. Fulham Liverpool should beat Fulham. Brentford again. Aston Villa.
They're playing very well.
Yeah, it's still
Unai
ongoing.
Emery's
And
Aston Villa, but
compare that to what Newcastle have, who currently in fourth, right? They've got Spurs, which is actually good because
Yeah,
they're 4 and
one
5,
of the
so it's a
teams,
6-pointer as they say. Then Everton, who are fighting for survival. The Southampton fighting for survival.
Arsenal
Arsenal,
fighting for the title.
Leicester, who are in free fall, who could be going
Chelsea,
down.
the
And
final
last
game
And
of the
game.
Chelsea.
season.
Frank Lampard's last game.
Yeah.
Or it might not be.
Yeah.
But Liverpool have failed to score against the lower, like the six bottom teams in their last 6 meetings. For the first time that they actually scored against the bottom 6 team. And how do you, like, overall, how do you look at the season? Because they defeated Bournemouth 9-0, then I think they thrashed Rangers 7-1 in Champions League, that United 7-0, and then 6-1. And these results, like, this show the caliber of the team,
No, this team is underperforming. I'm not using it in a negative sense. When I say they're underperforming, this team should have been fighting for the title. The win against Manchester United cannot happen by any other team. United that day were not exactly playing horrible. That game took off in the second half. It was a good game. So Liverpool have quality. I just think that it's been that kind of a season where nothing's gone right. The sort of half chances have gone to the other team. I mean, yesterday Liverpool were lucky. One ball hit the woodwork from Leeds as well. I think what happens with them now is, I think with the players coming back, the Jotas of the world, and now Diaz is coming back and all, they're sort of starting to get that quality again. And I think the midfield completely needs to be overhauled.
Yeah, there will be a proper squad rebuild in the summer, but as Jurgen Klopp said, you can't just, you're not playing FIFA, you can't just buy any player you want, and you have to
we
work
didn't
with
discuss
them.
this, but I think the decision to pull out of Bellingham makes sense for me.
Yeah.
Like we have been going after the recruitment, saying that why spend 70 million on Darwin Nunez and 30 or 40 million on Gakpo. So they've decided we won't spend 130 million on one player who's not going to improve. He may improve that position. He's not going to improve the midfield. They need, I don't know,
A proper squad
they need
rebuild.
at least
Yeah.
spend 130 million and buy three first
midfielders,
team
yes.
starting midfielders. I think Mason Mount's one of them.
Well, yeah, he could be on his way to Liverpool. I think,
McAllister is the name doing the rounds.
yes.
And the Bayern Munich guy, Gravenberch.
Yes, and another name that is going, I don't know if he'll come, but Conor Gallagher, the Chelsea player. Anyway,
Well,
well,
fire sale at Chelsea as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You have to keep that in mind. Is Gavi available? You never know.
well, we don't know, but Barcelona will be, I don't think they will sell
Yeah,
Gavi.
they will try.
No,
And
it's not a question of selling.
Yeah.
they don't get the.
Yeah, but they will do whatever.
And what
they
about
can.
defense? Because defense
I
is
think the defense is still going to stay.
because when
See, the way Liverpool play, you will have those two pressing forward. And when on song, I always think that Robertson is a great defender. I won't say the same about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent Alexander-Arnold's game is about going forward and setting up 50 assists.
50th assist in the Premier League, yeah. I think when you look at Liverpool centre backs, Virgil van Dijk and Konate, and of course then there's Matip.
Joel,
I think
Gomez.
individual errors, as we mentioned earlier, that has really cost them. Van Dijk has made a number of errors. He hasn't been at his best this season. That is clear to see. But Liverpool and whoever the management is, I mean, of course, Klopp, if is he going to stay? That's another question. But they're going to stick with Van Dijk. They're going to stick with Konate.
I think he'll stay. The fact that they've pulled out of Bellingham shows that he's staying.
Yeah. So Trent.
Don't you think that's got a Klopp stamp over it? The fact is, I am going to rebuild this team my way. And I still think that probably indicates that the 70 million spent on Nunez was not Klopp's call.
I agree. I think Klopp is going to say definitely for one more season. I think the Liverpool board has enough faith in Jurgen Klopp, and he's earned it. Over the years, he's earned the right to be at the club, which he himself said is because of what he has done in the past. So Trent, I think, has to.
And we were speaking about Trent. We have seen wingers being turned into right wing back like Ashley Young or at United or Valencia. Do you think Trent or not, like, he should be given a free role in the midfield because he can assist and he can cross? Let's not give him the midfield, like the defending role.
His best role is in a 3-5-2 as a wing back.
I think what happens is Trent has actually played for England in midfield, and it didn't work out the
He
way
was
Gareth
always seen
Southgate.
as a long-term midfield prospect for Liverpool
Yeah.
in the Gerrard kind of
Yeah.
format,
I
Not
think
central, but
yeah. Well, Jurgen Klopp has defended Trent on a number of occasions, and he has said it's the way that Liverpool play that sometimes exposes him. It's a risk that Liverpool take with Trent because he has a sort of free role and he can go forward, and the ability he has in terms of passing is almost unique in world football from right back. Of course, his defending is not the best, as we have seen this season on a number
that's
of.
because he's committed up the field.
Yeah, but also
which is where he's very dangerous.
Yeah, but he also, in terms of his positioning and sort of basic defensive instinct, sometimes he just loses it, and that his positioning especially has cost Liverpool many times this season.
Comment coming in from Mohamed Al Farouk Altway, if I'm getting this right. Please pardon me if I'm wrong. Haha, Liverpool on top 4, you got to be joking. I think the most they can get up is to 5th, but for sure they'll be in the Europa League, not the Champions League. Ado says it's because of fatigue, that's why, but when we are fully fit, we shall beat anyone. Sadly,
Yeah, that's the point. Good
not,
point.
not happened this season. I think we were talking yesterday about Arsenal, I think, and City as well. The thing with City is even when they have a bad game, City have sort of found a way to win. I think that's what will really pain Jurgen Klopp a lot.
Yeah.
This is not a team which should be 8th. This is a team, okay, even if you have a bad season, you should be 4th. The good teams, let's look at Real Madrid. It's not like there was a time when they were the 3rd best team in Spain, but they still remain 3rd best, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you a shooting analogy. When I used to cover shooting at the Olympics, right? You knew that someone like Abhinav Bindra, on his worst day also, would shoot at least a 624, 625. Yeah. On his worst day. The standards don't fall below that. I think that's where Liverpool has sort of gone wrong. Ado also says Liverpool must fight to the top. Joseph says at least Europa qualifications. Well, we expect that. The question is, will they get to the Champions League or not?
I think it's Champions League or nothing. I don't think they will really care if it's the Europa League or the Conference League.
And so we have the result of a poll. Can Liverpool finish inside the top 4 in the EPL?
Very close.
46% say yes, they can. And only 54% say no, they can't. That's very close.
8 cup finals for Liverpool. They win those 8, they're through. I think teams are going to drop points. Can they build on this? I think the next game is crucial. If they win that, then you sort of have some sort of momentum getting into West Ham. If you drop points again, like I thought they lost the momentum which they had from the United
game, yeah.
But if they sort of got their act together after United, which was the perfect
then they would have
them,
been.
There was no doubt they would be in the Champions League. But at the moment, I agree with the experts, Jamie Carragher and all. I don't see Liverpool being consistent enough.
Yeah.
But they've done this before. They did this that season where Alisson scored that header and got them in, right? It's when they were champions and they'd lost it. They'd really fallen down the pecking order, but they still finished 3rd. They can do it. I'm not convinced that they can.
Like I said before, everything has to go Liverpool's way, which I don't think will happen for the rest of the season. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we have today on this show. But 6:30 p.m. IST is where we get the bread and butter from, actually. So the boys will tell you what to expect, and I shall try my best not to make any mistakes because I have to answer to them. What's coming up?
We have the big Champions League preview. Can Chelsea turn a 2-goal deficit against defending champions Real Madrid? And an all-Italian second leg between Napoli and AC Milan. That is going to be an interesting match.
I was reading a lovely story on how Napoli is decked up in blue waiting for the coronation. Yeah. And it's a lovely article on what it was during the Maradona years and now.
The city has been waiting for so long for that Italian
and it's
title.
one of the few cities in big mega cities of Europe to have only one team.
Yeah.
So
Naples.
the club is the identity of the city.
Yeah.
It's a very good point there.
Yeah. And in the NBA?
Yes, NBA action. The Golden State Warriors, the defending champions, have gone 2-0 down in the best of 7 series against the Sacramento Kings. It's the first time they have lost the opening 2 games of a playoff series in the Stephen Curry era. That is since 2013. So
but
big trouble.
Did a lot of their matches go to the 7th game last time as well?
Yes. Yes,
They
but
can
this is the
bounce
first time. This is the first time they've lost the opening 2 games of the series. Of course, they can bounce back, and I still, say, they will back themselves to turn it around. And of course, they don't have home court advantage. So both the opening games were in Sacramento. Now they'll go back to San Francisco, where of course the Dub Nation Army will be there, as they're called.
So yeah, that and much more on our show at 6:30 p.m. IST.